It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast with Kyle.
So we're going to eliminate the part of the nickname that actually relates to his name.
We're losing Nicholas. We're transferring that to Nikolai. We're cutting out Nikolai. We're just isolating Hobby Boolin. We're getting rid of Hobby, going Boolin, relating it to the Berlin Wall that came down in 1989. Boolin Wall, baby Boolin Wall.
Baby Boolin Wall.
And Steve.
I think next week I'll show up here clean shaved.
Okay.
And we'll begin this process.
I mean, I may not look you directly in the eye.
Well,
because
I mean,
the beard father doesn't acknowledge the unbearded.
It's happened before, and you literally never notice it. So now it makes sense.
So basically, nothing will change.
Now, here they are, two guys who are living in style, Steve and Kyle.
Interesting choice of audio for a little segment there. If you notice, my eyes are averted, looking down. Something is amiss.
Something is as advertised. As discussed.
Yeah.
Steve, I come to you today.
Look, I guess the beard father just doesn't know how to react. Beard father's not sure what he's looking at.
Because as you just heard,
the first thing that comes to mind is yuck.
As you just heard, the beard father does not acknowledge the unbearded.
The unbearded, yeah. You know, I feel like if we're talking beard father.
That's right. Yes. Do you have your?
We need some generic royalty-free Italian music.
You've really got to amp up the jowls, if you could. I come to you today, beard father.
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding, seeking beardly advice.
Asking to simply bend at the knee to the beard father.
On this, the day of my daughter's wedding.
Yeah, you've mentioned. Congrats, whatever. For advice.
Speed it up, I got a wedding to get to.
Christ, it seems like we all know your daughter's getting married. I ask you for advice today.
Today, the day of my daughter's wedding.
Oh, for the love of... On where do I go from here? We agreed last week, beard father, that I would start clean shaven.
Today, the day of my daughter's wedding. I appreciate you being clean shaven.
Had I known, I'd have waited. So I wouldn't have to hear so much about your effing daughter's wedding. Boy, did I not give a gift or something? We had agreed that you would guide me like a taxi driver to my final destination. a warden of the beard. On my new journey to figure out what to do.
Yes.
Regular Brando over there.
You really gotta bring it from the back. Really tug those cheeks down. That was a little Nixon. I'm not a crook. But we digress. So today you come to me on the day of my...
Yeah, today.
My daughter's wedding, seeking beardly advice on what to do next now that you are clean shaven and looking like an absolute abomination to the bearded community. I will give you one piece of advice.
Thank you.
Cease shaving. That is all. Now please, let me get back. For it is buffet time. Today, being the day of my daughter's wedding, I must eat
Buffet.
shrimp cocktail.
Buffet, huh? It's a little chintzy for you, Beard Father. But
Beard Father just left, actually.
Oh,
Once
geez.
the music is over,
he times it perfectly, so he's out the door.
he's already
the
like elbow deep in shrimp cocktail.
That's right. That's all it is, too. Just a bowl of shrimp. But not a bowl like you'd put a salad in. A bowl that you would put a salad in at Olive Garden.
Right.
For multiple people.
Yeah, it's family style.
He's elbow deep in that bowl of shrimp.
Uh-huh. Well, look, the Beard Father plays by his own rules. So he just gave you some really good advice, I thought. I mean, I had stepped out, but I caught the tail end of it as I was walking back in.
I just wish I could ask him, do I trim it? Do I just let her go this week? Oh! Did you forget something?
I forgot my handkerchief. So while I'm in here, I will let you ask me one more question.
Should I?
Today.
Oh. Jesus.
The day of my daughter's wedding.
Listen, I don't care about your goddamn daughter.
That's going to be a problem.
Sorry, Beard Father. I spoke out of turn there.
Luca Brazzi sleeps with the fishes. Then you might sleep there too.
I allowed my unshaven idiot self to take over. I can only apologize, Beard Father.
Horse head in your bed.
Is it a hip-hop song, or... Should I, Beard
Leave
Father?
the gun. Take the cannoli.
Should I keep it trimmed, Beard Father, or should I simply let it grow for right now?
Seeing as how you have come to me today,
For the love of God.
the day of my daughter's wedding, I will give you one piece of advice. Trim up the cheeks and the chin or the neckline, but let the rest of it grow and prosper. In beardly prayers, amen.
Thank you, Beard Father.
Hey, thanks, Beard Father.
He's already gone.
Good to meet you.
Nice to have a guy like that on call.
Yeah, just kind of comes and goes.
That is, it's a nice bonus that when you have questions about something so wide-ranging.
He just strolls in.
It's like having a pop culture historian on staff at your beck and call.
You got to wonder, though, how much does it cost to have an on-call accordion player?
Right. For
That was
whenever the Beard
accordion,
Father
right?
walks
Squeeze
around.
box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For whenever we have a beard question and the Beard Father's in the building.
Beard Father, yeah. Well, the Beard Father's he is never too far away.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to know that you got your questions answered by the Beard Father.
Yeah. Listen,
I don't know if you noticed, I did a little beard maintenance.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Yours is it's shorter.
I did. Yeah, I went to get a haircut yesterday, and I was feeling a little froggy. I was like, give me the beard trim too. Extra $8. I'm on vacation. I can do that.
They get in there with the scissors, or they get in there with the so they just straight trim it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
They put a little like oil or anything in there.
They would have if I had requested it, but I did not. I declined.
But they shave it dry for you then.
Yeah, they do a little
Okay.
a little trim all around.
It doesn't seem worth $8.
Not really. But one of my least favorite things, being a fellow beardsman, eventually you may get to this point.
I can't comment currently, but I can listen to your comments.
One of my least favorite things is having to clean up the hair after the beard trim.
Horrible.
So $8,
Yeah.
it's a bargain.
I did, because as we said last week, I was going to start this week clean shaven. And I think what we'll do, Steve, is when we're done recording, take a picture of me in front of one of these panels of just the face.
Yep.
And we can track it week by week here on my journey to become a beardsman.
Yeah. Quest for beard supremacy.
Mm-hmm. that I did. It was a bit long enough that I had to use the clipper first and then use the blade. So you use the clipper and then you just have a mountain of hair everywhere in the bathroom sink. So I'm trying to clean that up. It's awful.
One of the keys that I noticed. Do you want a key to the game? You want a key to the beard?
I mean, if a Steve key to the game is fine, and I'll accept it. Will I put it on the same pantheon as a key to the game from the Beard Father? No, but it's still welcome nonetheless.
The technique I go with is when I'm shaving, I always shave over the sink, looking right in the mirror, obviously. Plug the drain, so you hit the little the little plunger. Make sure the sink is dry, completely dry. So you do your dry trim. Everything falls into the sink, and then it's very simple to just scoop it all up into a ball. Don't let it go down the drain because then it'll get
It's going to be a mess, yeah.
So either throw it in the garbage or flush it. Then you open the drain, rinse the sink out, and then you go with your wet shave.
Okay.
So, I mean, look, I'm no Beard Father.
No, you're just an idiot chiming in with beard ideas.
I'm just a stooge like you.
Mm-hmm. We're all waiting for the next little nugget. From patron Saint Beard Father, if he could ever find the time on this, the day of his daughter's wedding.
I mean,
my God,
it's a big day.
I get being proud.
He's very proud.
But
look, I'm going to bail out here. I'm not talking bad about the Beard Father.
No.
Especially today,
horsehead in your bed,
the day of his daughter's wedding.
Sleeping with the fishes. None of us want that.
No. Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
Everybody knows that. Thank you very much. We will. You can check out social media at Steve and Kyle.
Yeah.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We'll post a picture of 36-hour clean shaven.
Yeah.
And this is the start of my journey to become a beardsman.
Beardsman, yeah.
So hopefully one day I can stand arm in arm on the picket line of beardsmen.
The picket line of
against the
clean shaven,
the beard breakers, the union busters.
Right. So I noticed we have something sitting on the counter over there that showed up just a couple of days ago to the P.O. box.
Yes.
May as well get right to
it. Hey, folks, viewer mail time again. Oh, here's one from Sally, age 14. Dear Pig.
Definitely Sally, age 14.
Still undetermined.
Gotta find her. All right. What do we got over there? It looks like
this is
a thick USPS envelope. Boy, do I even want to get into my current ongoing beef
with the United States Postal Service?
Yeah, the USPS. Not pleased with them right now.
Big thanks to our friend Derek Moore, who not only supported those End of the Driveway Warriors, but also supported them by purchasing one of their mailers that you can buy.
People buy them, huh?
Well, I got to tell you, this is not a ringing endorsement for what's going to be inside.
What do we got on the stamp over there?
What did he just do?
What kind of stamp did he do?
That is a Purple Heart stamp.
Purple Heart.
It's a forever stamp, as I think they all are now.
They are, yeah.
Unless you buy the additional for ounces. I think they're all forever stamps. I don't know why we refer to them. Just call them stamps at this point.
Yeah, exactly. It's been forever stamps for like 30 years.
So Derek brought whatever this is. Did he just wander into the post office, get there, and realize,
forgot an envelope.
I don't have an envelope.
Where's Derek from?
Derek looks... Oh, my gosh, Steve. This will speak to your heart here. Derek looks like he mailed this from the southern side of Maine.
Ah, beautiful Maine.
You know all about Southern Coast.
Sunshine State, they call it.
Everybody. The Keystone State over there.
Keystone State, yeah.
Live free or die. Actually, is that Maine? Or is it New Hampshire?
New Hampshire.
That's New Hampshire. Right, nailed it. And Steve, you can tell us all about Southern Maine because you are the expert on Southern coasts, as I believe you stayed for your honeymoon.
Sandals, Jamaica, Ocho Rios on the northern coast.
The
northern coast, not to be, which, I mean, I understand how you related that because north is the opposite of south, so basically the same thing.
You're just talking to an idiot non-sandalsman. I've never been.
Boy, Sandals has been upping their marketing.
They're
lately.
still emailing you?
Still. I've gotten like 4 in the last 2 days.
Don't you want to go back
I want to go back so bad.
and relive the romance and the time of your life?
Yeah.
Sitting around the pool.
Garage door openers might be burning out any
That's
day
right.
now. I might need a new one.
You're sitting around the pool. You're reading the newest 4-wheeler that you packed in your bag.
Got it right over there.
You've got flip-flops with socks on.
Mm-hmm. That's how you do it, right?
You're Amazoning garage door openers on foreign Wi-Fi that you're paying like $19 a day for.
It's all included. All inclusive. You don't need $1 in your pocket.
Of course it is. And as you heard a couple of weeks ago, the extra bonus is the bellhop singing you a love song to kick off your honeymoon. So I apologize then, Steve. I don't even know if you can see this package with you looking down your nose at the Southern Coaster from Maine, Derek Moore. Let me give this thing an open here. Yeah, it is from a USPS document mailer, probably the last one that's been sold.
Yeah, probably made in like 1988.
You know, the day's going to come
Boy,
where I'm going to have to get better at this.
Here, watch.
Well, it's already open now.
I know, but I'm gonna.
Can you do a side? Show me how you do
could.
a side.
See what you're doing? Like you're jabbing down. You got to jab up. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Oh, you didn't. We didn't get all the way to the end there, Steve.
Oh yeah. Hang on, let's little cheat there. See what you got to do. Insert. Look at that. See? Perfect.
But I don't. If I want it in one swoop, is that just not a thing?
I think that you're.
I'm gonna have to go multiple.
Look, I think you're dreaming. You gotta crawl before you can walk. Maybe eventually you'll be able to do the single swipe.
Maybe I need some time in a mailroom.
Boy, I've never seen someone so bad at opening an envelope. Like it's not a skill at all. It's just something that people know how to do.
I'll post it on the poll. I think that could be qualified. Is opening an envelope a skill?
Yeah.
There's probably people who look at themselves and say, "I'm a great enveloper, a great envelope opener."
Envelopener.
And so this is from our friend Derek Moore in the south side of Maine. And Steve, it looks like we've got an addition to make.
Oh yeah, we got some. Is it?
There.
Hold on. Is it? No, I mean I know that the envelope doesn't look like it, but is it? Is it money day?
Oh no, God, no! I should have clarified it. So,
all right. Well, thanks for nothing, Derek.
Go dig into the wallet because we're going to have to pay this month. It looks like. There's a little letter to go along with this.
Okay, throw that out.
Don't care. Lovely penmanship.
Oh, good.
My goodness. Look at this.
Whew,
The few things I
take.
take.
Nice. That's nice.
I take note on the T with an extra long top of the T.
Oh, boy. If I had penmanship like that, I don't think I'd ever type.
I would never type. No.
Or
I'd write a novel, but I would physically write the novel.
Like when I was texting, if I was going to text you, I would open up like the little
draw pad thing.
Yeah, the little draw pad,
Yeah.
and I would write it out and then send it to you.
Either that or because I'm old enough now where I wouldn't be able to figure that out, I would still write it on a piece of paper, take a picture of that,
Okay.
and then send it to
Yeah,
you,
very
which
nice,
seems
very
backward. But
Yeah.
hey, fellas, here's my contribution to the sticker wall.
Oh,
this
boy.
place has amazing burgers. Next time you're in Maine, check them out. Well, Steve, you'll be there in probably a year. If I remember
Sometime,
right.
yeah, I'll be there sometime in the next year.
I've been a listener since year 2, and I love the podcast. Keep up the mediocre work.
Okay.
Regards, Derek Moore from Alfred, Maine.
Alfred, Maine's favorite son, Derek Moore.
Oh,
does he
look at that. Steve, this ought to give you flashbacks
boy.
because what that looks like is about half the station's logos that you guys are broadcast on.
Blazes Burgers in Westbrook, Maine. Custom crafted burgers. That's a nice logo. That's
Now,
a fine logo.
Was the box of burgers at the P.O. box? Or
It must be there now. And that's out running some errands right now.
text her,
I guess
have her swing by.
Hey, toots. All right. Well, as is tradition.
Yes. A lovely addition on not a unique shape, but a circle that as we kind of form a new row here on the sticker wall, Steve.
Do I go up here?
Oh, that's a little too snug against the doorknob. We'll also post an updated picture of the sticker wall this week on our social media. Check that out at Steve and Kyle. We always love these additions as we traverse the Steve and Kyle podcast universe on our way to add the most unique and local-flavored stickers to our sticker wall from our listeners abound. You can find the address in the notes of this podcast, or if you're lazy enough, you can go ahead and DM us as well on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at Steve and Kyle. We can send you that address for Steve's P.O. Box, so you can add your local flair to the sticker wall.
Thank you, Derek. Blazes Burgers, Westbrook, Maine, now proudly displayed on the sticker wall. So what do you say? We got 1, 2, 3, like 5 rows, I guess.
Yeah,
since they're all different sizes.
Yeah, it's a nice handful.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to fill that thing up to the bottom. We're not in any rush.
No.
So, as you find one, maybe it's
how
local.
About, what do we say? Maybe by the end of the year. Because we started the sticker wall at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
We're roughly halfway down.
That would be very nice if we had essentially a half door that's full of stickers by the end of the year.
That's probably the most attainable goal we've ever set for this podcast.
Yeah.
Put stickers on a door.
Boy, we've set some doozies. And as we talked about, I don't want the world to forget. It is on the list. I know for certain we have at least one person willing to help us, as Paradecast seems like it's right on line for us. It's going to happen. I don't see anything getting in the way outside of the city saying no.
And I don't think that they can say no, right?
Even if they say no, I think we pivot and we reapply as Second Chance Jeeps.
Oh, good idea.
Just to give them, well, hey, it's a local... I don't think you're reported as a business, but it has a business name, and they're not going to check that. Who cares? Sure. But it would look a little more legitimate than the Steve and Kyle podcast. We're not going to dive too much into that because that is 4.5 months away.
I do have some, not really breaking news.
Oh,
breaking news.
Listen, we've got a sounder for that.
Do we?
Yep. Here we go. We're just going to hit one of them again and hope for the best.
Okay. Oh, no, sorry. I think it's this one.
That's the one.
It's breaking news about Paradecast. We have a driver.
We do.
We do have a driver. Our buddy Cy Nolan Ryan Young has agreed to terms.
Lovely.
I was hanging out with him for a bit the other day, and I said, "Hey, you're going to need to help us out.
Yeah,
I need an experienced driver." And he was like, "Yeah, okay, great, I'm in." Thinking I'm going to ask him for help me pull this trailer or pick up some lumber. And I said, "You need to wear a Christmas costume."
Well, no, I thought the town drunk was going to be wearing that.
Right, but I mean, I think that our driver should be festively dressed as well.
I don't want him wearing, like an American flag shirt on the holidays.
It's got to be flannel.
You have to wear a flannel. I'm hoping maybe a mug of coffee or hot chocolate that says "#1 Dad."
Uh-huh, yeah. We'll get one of those obnoxious cup holders that attaches to the dashboard.
Yeah. And then
maybe a beer helmet. But with a cup of cocoa.
But with hot cocoa. That was, I believe, part of our design for Seasonal Sammy.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Well, good ideas always manage to regurgitate.
Listen, this thing
he's in, though.
Is coming together then.
He is in. I told him that he may have to climb in the window because the Christmas tree is going to be, or the holiday ornamental might be strapped to the top.
Let's not give too much away. We kind of want the design, the full design that you and I have talked a little bit about off air.
Okay.
I think we want the full design and ambiance of what we have to call it a float.
Yeah.
Of our parade float to be a surprise to the people who show up to see us in the parade.
Do you think we pull a trailer instead of trying to do all of this in the bed?
That's not a bad idea because even then the trailer, you and I would still have to record in the bed because we need some semblance of power, right?
Right.
No, we can run this off battery.
Yeah.
Well, we're time limited.
Yeah. Don't worry about power. I'm not worried about power.
I just worry about if we're recording in the trailer portion. If we had to do any semblance of power, that means we would have to run a cord from a trailer to the truck.
We got extension cords.
I envisioned the Comanche with the hood slightly cracked and multiple cables running to the battery. Cords. We're now just clipping things to your battery, sucking juice to the point where if Chris slows down the car, it's like speed, but dumber.
Yeah, if he lets off the gas at all. So we're going to be idling through this parade at about 7,000 RPM.
He's going to have it in 5th gear, going 4.
Just constantly.
Yeah. And again, the poor tabernacle choir of World War II veterans behind us is going to be singing, Hallelujah over the sound of the Comanche constantly revving.
Yeah,
and
while
then
we're sucking in the exhaust.
Yeah, while you and I are about to die from fumes, and and we're also talking about all the other floats in the parade while we record our live podcast.
Yeah. So we got a driver.
We've got a driver.
Yeah.
I know for a fact we have our seasonal Sammy.
Yep.
We'll have to work diligently with enough time that we can hit up thrift stores and whatnot to make sure we can fully complete the costume for our seasonal Sammy. Mm-hmm. Because we need to go back and listen, figure out how we wanted him designed, and then add on to it. Mm-hmm. And then we have to prep the float.
Yeah.
Because we have ideas of what we want it to look like and how we want it to
I'm
feel.
looking forward to that. I think it'll probably be like the weekend before we'll record the podcast and then head out to the garage, and we'll have all of our supplies out there, maybe some poster board and arts and crafts and glitter and popsicle sticks. Mm-hmm. The whole family. I'm envisioning your wife and your son coming over.
Sure.
And my wife and my kids all out in the garage, and it's going to be a great time putting together this family-friendly float.
That's right.
For the big parade.
We need to figure out a lot of the smaller details, but that's not important. The one thing that we do need, and the only reason I brought this up now, because you had texted me this week that you are currently in Comanche mode, is what you called it,
Comanche
I believe.
mode, yeah.
And you're making a lot of headway, and I haven't asked you about that because I couldn't care less.
I think you kind of have to care a bit now because it's...
Well, I'm not driving it.
Are you torn on that? Are you torn on the fact that you got to have a little skin in the game? Because
I now know that it runs because I saw that choppy video of you sitting on a bucket. Okay? So I know worst case scenario, Cy Nolan Ryan Young is sitting on a bucket revving it at 4,000 RPMs for an hour.
It's not going to happen. There's been seat progress.
Oh, did you staple the bucket to the bottom?
The actual seat was dropped off to be reupholstered.
Oh, you going with a nice leather, maybe like a red and black sport look?
We're doing the outside is going to be like a weathered gray, like a marine grade vinyl, like you would see in a boat. And then there's going to be inside segments, or not segments, but like the inner portion is going to be a gray tweed, which I can't wait for. I'm excited. Whew. Yeah.
There's a chance that there will be holes in the floor still.
There's always a chance.
Again,
there's always a chance that there will be holes in the floor. Yes.
You know why I don't care? I'm not driving.
The bed is fine.
I need to make sure there's a bucket in the bed that I can sit on, or a bench.
Boy, I can't wait for this. This is going to be fun.
What we still need, I know for a fact somebody has used to at least listen to this podcast. If you know anybody who does the vinyl decals or wrapping for cars, that's what we're looking for at this point for the Comanche. Not a full wrap, something that can be removed. We can obviously put any of your company, we'll pay. We'll put your company logo on it as well.
Well, pay. I mean, sure, yeah, we'll pay. We'll give you money. That old joke.
Please let us know if you have that type of access or know somebody who would be willing to do that locally, preferably. We don't want to ship the Comanche back to wherever you bought it from. And then bring it back here.
No, honestly, if there is a company, because I have thought about, I'm still not sure. Like, ultimately, when I end up finishing the Comanche, like, the last thing that'll be done will be the paint.
Yeah.
But I haven't even decided whether I'm actually going to paint it yet. So I haven't ruled out wrapping it.
Okay.
So if there's a company out there that's interested in doing something like that, obviously, when I get it wrapped, I'm, it sounds stupid to say, but I'm willing to pay for it. Like I plan to pay for it.
Right.
But if there is a company that does something like that and wants to reach out, that would be great. I would love to give business to somebody that listens to the podcast or a fan of the side gig or something like that. So
would love this. That is the big item we need yet is about it on for this
Yeah.
float. The rest, you and I and family, and we'll figure out accordingly. And then we'll send out dates and times for when this parade actually is coming up in November.
Yeah. But I got
like to see the streets lined with merch is what we want.
Dropped the seat off at the upholstery shop. That's going to be done in, he said, 2 to 3 weeks.
Sure.
I fixed the some trim on the windows is all nice and replaced. So it's nice. It's not all dry rotted rubber anymore. Boy, I really attempted to get that rear window installed. Had a glass shop come out. They cut the old window out because it had.
Oh wow! It had to be cut out.
Well, it's like it's like urethaned in there.
Okay.
So one of the panels had broken, which I was very disappointed about. But I found a new window. I spent like 3 days getting this window. I took it all apart. I cleaned every part of it. I painted it. I put it all back together. It looked brand new, and I was like, "This is perfect."
Awesome.
I called up this glass shop. They're like, "Yeah, no problem. We'll be out tomorrow." They come right out to the house. It's 2 guys, super nice. They cut the old window out, and then I was like, "All right, well, I'll be in the house if you need anything." So like half hour later, I hear a tap on the door, and I'm like, "Perfect. I'm gonna go out," and they're gonna say, "See you later. It's all done. Here's the bill." And they said, "Yeah, this window that you have here that you want us to put in, it doesn't fit. It's the different size." I was like, "That's weird." And the crazy thing is, he had the old window that he took out, lined it up next to the new window.
Okay.
And one of them was easily like 2 inches taller than the other one. So I was like, wow, okay. Yeah, you're right. It sure doesn't fit. But then last night I went out there. I was like, man, I know that's not, something's wrong. I went out there and I measured the window opening and I measured the new window, and they're exactly the same. I don't know what happened.
Oh, no. So do you just have a loose extra window now?
Well, I have 2 extra windows because, because of course I do. But right now I have a truck that has no back window, which, to be honest, I kind of like. It gives you that open air convertible feel. But yeah, so I'm going to be calling. Look, if you're a glass company out there that
good.
You know anything about Comanche rear windows, hit me up.
Oh boy, is this a big hindrance? Is it?
I mean, I don't know. Is not having a window in your vehicle a big hindrance?
Well, in my mind, and granted, obviously I don't know anything. Mm-hmm. Is this just where you go buy a different, the correct size window?
No, of course not, because since it's the Comanche, everything's difficult. This glass shop that was out here, the guy was super nice, and he's like, I know that we can get this glass, we can order the right glass you need. And I'm like, all right, cool. So he said, somebody from the office will get in touch with you, and we'll let you know what's up. Well, they got back to me at 5 minutes to 5 yesterday afternoon and said, yeah, we can't find it. So
that was it? That was the end?
Recommended another glass shop.
Wow, okay.
But in
I
the
guess
process,
I was waiting for another sentence after that.
Well, I also have to ask you a question first. But first, what they did when they took my old window out, the guy took it with them. Like he loaded it into their vehicle. Again, this is a broken window, so I'm not going to use it for anything. But he took it with him and he said, I'm going to take this with me so when we order your new one, when it comes in, I want to be able to match it up and make sure it's the right size and blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, sounds good. So now that they can't get the new glass.
Yeah.
The woman messaged me yesterday and she said, we can drop off your old one on Tuesday next week after the holiday weekend. I was like, all right. I mean, I don't really need it, but
right.
Because it's no good to me. It's broken, but I kind of want it back. So in case I can't find a new window, maybe I can figure out a way to fix this one.
Right.
So they're going to come back out. But originally, when I booked this earlier in the week, the woman said, okay, yeah, no problem. The guys will be out Wednesday. Wednesday morning, you'll receive a text that'll have the link so you can go online and pay for it. Pay the bill. She's like, as long as you pay for it by like 5 o'clock that day, there's no late charges or anything. I was like, perfect. Super convenient. Sure enough, that morning, 8 a.m., I got a text. Here's what your total is. Click on this. You can make your payment. So I figured, okay, I'll wait until after they do the install to pay for it.
Right.
So when it didn't get installed, I called them back and the woman said, don't worry about paying. Don't pay for it at all because obviously we didn't finish the job.
Yeah.
What we'll do is once we figure it all out, I'll void this one and I'll send you a new invoice. I was like, oh, great. Well, yesterday when she called to say that they couldn't get the glass and basically said, all right, well, see you later. We'll drop off your window on Tuesday.
Very nice.
Very nice. Should I say, hey, should I still pay you? Because technically, I was going to pay them to uninstall the old one, install the new one.
Mm-hmm.
They did half of that, so I'm figuring roughly half I should owe, right?
Boy,
or is
it
an
something?
overall,
Do you think you wait for them to ask?
I think so.
I don't think you bring it up, and I think do they hand you an invoice? I think you wait for that.
I mean, she said that they'd come out Tuesday morning and drop it off. Okay. I'm going to be at work then.
Yeah, are you going to see like a, something under the windshield wiper?
Right.
A bill.
So I'm assuming what'll happen is Tuesday morning I'll get another text with like an updated amendment.
Boy, maybe, but yeah, I think you're in the right without seeking it out. I don't think you're in the wrong there. Not to blast this company, and obviously you haven't mentioned their name.
No, and they were great.
You know,
and
it just seems like it was throw their hands in the air and like, well, nothing we can do anymore.
Which may be entirely true. If they can't get it, then they can't get it, and that's perfectly fine.
Do you have? I mean, is this something you need to put the call out for, or is this literally just something that you need a Windowsman?
I do need a Windowsman
to come out and see if they can do window stuff.
If you're a
Windowsman,
if you're a Windowsman in the West Michigan area, you reach out to me directly. A little uncomfortable about you coming to my house, but we could just do the thing where we meet up in a parking lot. I blindfold you.
You smack them two times in the head with a board. Throw them in the bed or in the back of any of a vehicle.
If you can be trusted, I might trust you.
But based on what you've told me, and granted, I don't know anything about anything, as we've said. It sounds like you just need a new window.
Yeah.
Yet you're trying still to wedge the old window into the window, or not the old window, this into the window space.
I have a window that
doesn't fit.
That
should fit, but doesn't.
Should fit, but doesn't. I think that, obviously there's a certain amount of technique and things like that, which I don't have.
Right.
I need somebody that has experience with this to look at it and be like, oh, no, yeah, it looks like it doesn't fit, but that's because you have to do the blah, 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 or you have to adjust this or shimmy that.
Have you considered cutting glass?
Cutting my own?
Like doing some measurements, maybe eyeballing it and saying, hey, it's too big here.
Go get some plexiglass
and
from
then
Home
go
Depot.
in and getting some, and shaving off the part that's too big, right?
Yeah, it's weird because I think that 20 years ago this would be a thing. Like right now, the window that was broken in the back of the truck, it has 4 individual panels of glass.
Sure.
There's a left, a right, and then there's 2 in the middle that like slide open and closed.
Yeah.
Well, it's the one all the way on the left that's broken. So I feel like in the past I would have been able to go to a glass place and be like, hey, can you cut a new piece of glass for this? And they would say, yep, no problem. That's X amount of dollars. And then I would have it done. But it seems like places don't do that anymore. It's like if your VCR breaks, you used to be able to take it to a VCR repairman.
That seems crazy because the vintage car industry is a thing.
Yeah, it's not a vintage car. It's not like a 57 Chevy.
But in general, those places would exist or be willing to do that work for people simply because of that market. Yeah. People repairing their cool cars, their Camaros, their Corvettes. And then part of the, every good side has to have its bad.
Look, I'm
in
disappointed.
this regard that they would then have to cut glass for a Comanche.
Just like you are.
Okay. Are there going to be windows when we're on the parade route?
Don't care. I'm not going to be riding in it.
Good point. Don't care. Sorry, Cy.
Get some plexiglass or something.
We're not going fast enough anyway that the wind's like blowing,
You know what you do if you live in a house that has drafty windows in the winter and you can get that like big saran wrap?
Yep, and then it seals around the sides.
And then you take a hairdryer to shrink it.
I've got leftover. I'll bring it over.
Nice.
All set. So presumably this problem won't be fixed while you spend the next 90 days tackling, a 4-inch square of rust in a spot nobody can see.
Wait, it's not only 90 days, is it?
No, we are, 4 months. So 120 days.
Yeesh.
4.5-ish. I'll give you 135 days.
Hey, that's all right. Things are looking up.
I can't go any higher because that's the parade. We still need to figure out not the logistics, but the formality of how do we officially apply and when we can do that.
Yeah.
I think I need to email that contact form from our email and say, hey, when can we sign up for this? We don't want to miss it.
Yeah, definitely.
So stay tuned as we inch closer to Paradecast.
All right, real quick before we move on, we want to talk about our sponsor, Athletic Greens, and their product AG1. So if you want better gut health, more energy, and optimized immune system, maybe you hate taking pills or vitamins on a regular basis and you want a supplement that actually tastes great for once, you can see what the hype is all about with Athletic Greens AG1. It doesn't taste like it's super healthy, which is nice. It kind of has a mild tropical taste that you'll actually look forward to drinking on a regular basis.
With just one scoop of AG1, you're going to be absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. It's a special blend of ingredients meant to support your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, energy, recovery, focus, and aging. Literally all the things. It contains less than 1 gram of sugar, Steve. That's it. No GMOs. There's no chemicals, no artificial anything, and it still tastes good. It's going to cost you less than $3 a day. You're investing in your health for that price, and it's cheaper than that nasty cold brew coffee habit that you seem to have every single day. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health.
Yeah, and to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is go to athleticgreens.com/emerging. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/emerging to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Steve, we have a good amount of cleanup to do here.
Oh, so much.
We have not recapped the polls, and I feel like a month. I believe before baby Nikki B was born, baby Boulin Wall.
Baby Boulin Wall
was born. By the way, how is the Boulin Wall?
The Boulin Wall.
All right, moving on. We got to get to these polls again. I said, Steve, I don't know why you rambled on there. Got a lot to get to.
Time to see how wrong everyone else is. It's poll recap time. Find the polls at Steve and Kyle on Twitter.
Again, apologies if I've already read these. We go these links, and I forget if we've recapped these. So if you're hearing these again, I apologize, but please try to enjoy them.
Okay.
Who is dumber, cat owners or monkey owners?
Boy, I don't think we've done these yet. I think we're safe.
With 83.6% of the vote, monkey owners. Steve, you're a bit absolved.
Okay. I mean, I'm not technically a cat owner.
Who's that's right. You literally pawned it off, gave it away.
Gave away the cat.
Who's deadlier, monkeys or house cats? With 54.4% of the vote, monkeys win. And I got to tell you, I still don't know who's eating me first if I die in that house.
Yeah, boy, that's tough. That's really tough.
That cat's waiting. It's licking its stupid lips with its dumb, scratchy tongue. Is giving someone a cat worse than giving them a box of human feces?
Yes. It's got to be.
That is, you're welcome, Steve's in-laws. With 56% of the vote, yes, it is worse.
Okay.
Are adults who sit in the front row at parades with no kids front yard parkers?
Yes.
85% of the audience said yes. Are Yuck and Chuck in the morning always busy on Friday nights? 57% of the audience said yes.
Okay.
Does Big Tootsie run the parade gamut?
Big Tootsie?
Because I think this is when you and I were talking about the majority of the parade candy thrown is Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah.
69% of the audience said yes. Would you listen to a live parade podcast? Big one for us.
Oh, boy.
81% of the audience said no.
That kind of makes the last half hour of conversation about the parade podcast
Should we just ditch it?
kind of pointless. I'm looking forward to it.
I was excited. I thought people would think this is you. We like to do things that, listen, a lot of podcasts can do, hey, they're doing a live show with people in attendance, whatever. Nobody's done a billboard in the middle of Ohio. Nobody's done a 12-hour trip to Boston. Nobody's done a live podcast from a parade.
Yeah.
We try to do some things that are unique,
Well,
and
we try-
apparently that's dumb.
We try to do things that are unique, but it's all tongue-in-cheek.
Right.
Like, we got a billboard,
Yeah.
like you said, because, boy, what's the zippiest form of advertising in
Yeah.
2018?
Yeah.
Billboards. Everyone's doing billboards.
Is every kid at this age a garbling box of dumb? 92% of the audience said yes.
I like how it doesn't even clarify what age. At this age.
Do you have to knock on the casket to ask permission to use the family name?
What?
Did you use a middle name from...
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And
we didn't,
I believe we
did
talked
not,
about if you asked the
we
deceased.
did not knock and ask the corpse.
63% of the audience said yes. Is the handlebar jig worth 2 points?
Oh, that's right. That was your BMX lingo.
That's right.
2 points.
50-50. An absolute
Wow.
dead heat, Steve.
Wow. Don't get many of them.
Is eating like a horse a good thing?
Yeah.
59% of the audience said yes.
Yeah.
Finally
Oats.
up to last week.
Oats and stuff.
Is there a bigger con than the smell of coffee compared to the taste of coffee?
Boy, no.
65% of the audience said no.
Mm-hmm.
What should coffee people call themselves? A cougher or a coffeeer? With 81% of the vote, coffeeer is the winner.
Good.
Should Steve have acknowledged Kyle's beard efforts?
No.
50-50, Steve.
What? 2 in 1
I
week?
believe it's never happened before, and now it's happened twice.
Jeez.
Hitler stash coming back? – 71% of the audience said no.
Okay.
Is Kyle a better friend to Steve, or is Steve a better friend to Kyle? With 62.8% of the vote. You any guesses?
No, this I don't.
I could have told you how this was going to go.
Oh, well, then I know how it went.
Steve is the better friend,
Yeah, of course. I didn't want
which
to say
is
it.
total crap.
I don't know why I didn't want to say it.
Again-
I have no problem insulting you.
The man went 100 weeks without noticing me wearing the exact same shirt
Well, that
design.
doesn't mean I'm a bad friend.
He did not notice that I grew a beard for a year.
Again, that's not something that, like, dictates good or bad friendship.
Was JWB upset about Abe's hair? 81% of the audience said yes.
JWB, of course.
John Wilkes Booth.
John Wilkes Booth.
Is Steve the beard father?
Well, no, I mean, I couldn't possibly be the beard. Look, there is a beard father. You heard him.
He was walking around.
Big thank you to the beard father.
Big thing. He's busy now. He's too occupied now. He's obviously at his daughter's wedding.
Sure, it's Dave's daughter's wedding.
63.4% of the audience said yes. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint everybody. Does the beard father acknowledge the unbearded? 76% of the audience said no.
No.
Can a baby share a nickname with a dog? 73% of the audience said yes. So you're okay.
I'm good. Got a couple busters upstairs.
Is the Boolin Wall a good nickname for Steve's baby?
Yes.
64% of the audience said yes.
Nice.
Are you supposed to level your swing set?
Nah.
88% of the audience said yes.
Nah. Come on, it's within 5, 6, 8, 10 degrees.
Last few here. Is the most shocking thing that Steve didn't have a spare steering wheel? 80% of the audience said yes. Would you go see Thor Love and Thunder with us 6 weeks after its release in a local theater with drinks to follow? 64% of the audience said yes.
Oh, that's good.
So I think we need to plan something for that, Steve.
We do. Boy, we have a full schedule coming up these next, would you say 4.5 months?
135-ish days before that Manchi's got to be ready and before we're going to have to summon Seasonal Sammy to see if he'll walk the parade with us. And because nobody's going to know what who Seasonal Sammy is, we're going to have to have just words on his turtleneck.
Yeah.
That say Seasonal Sammy.
Yeah. Or he just holds up a sign that says Seasonal Sammy with an arrow pointing down.
That's right. And then the other hand, hot chocolate. Steve, those are the polls. You can always find those at Steve and Kyle on Twitter.
Yes. Are we gonna? Yeah. We got a little bit of time. We haven't lost Robert yet.
Yeah.
It is time for a make good.
That's right.
This was
you disappointed the masses last week.
I did. So many people were upset.
They were waiting with bated breath your review of 2019's Captain Marvel, and you came at them with new dad-itis.
Yeah, empty-handed. Empty-handed.
And not an apology to be found?
Nope. I was not. I just knew that it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So I didn't really worry.
So
about
let me ask you in advance, as I have the video ready to record.
Yeah.
Was this planned out your week of vacation? Hey, you're going to watch this, and you did on, say, Wednesday or Tuesday or
Friday.
Okay, so you still went ahead and waited until the last possible evening.
I mean, I watched half of it yesterday during the day.
Okay.
Watched the other half. I think I had like 45, 50 minutes of it last night after the kids were in bed.
Yeah, we're closing in on the end of Phase 3 here.
Yeah, how many more do I have in Phase 3?
Phase 3, you have 2 more. Next week, you'll be reviewing Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
Which is what it's all building towards.
Yeah.
And then technically part of Phase 3 was Spider-Man Far From Home.
Okay.
I'll have to provide that for you again as well.
Right.
But this is another dash to the past, Steve. Your official review of 2019's Brie Larson starring Captain Marvel.
All right, first off, I had never heard of this character or this movie. So here we go. Brie Larson plays Veers, who is from Kree. She had a bad dream. Now she's got a fire hand and is practice fighting some guy. She goes to see the Supreme Intelligence person, and she tells her to calm down, keep her emotions in check. Veers and the gang, they're off to rescue a dude who the Skrulls are holding captive, but the Skrulls can shapeshift, so that makes things really complicated. Veers gets captured, and they are reading her memories to track down some lady. Side note, Brie Larson runs weird. Not a convincing superhero run at all. Despite her nerd run, she escapes and crash lands in a blockbuster, causing S.H.I.E.L.D. to show up. The Skrulls are in hot pursuit. Veers and Nick Fury team up to get info on Dr. Larson and Project Pegasus. After 1 second of searching a records room the size of a football field, they find exactly what they're looking for.
That one felt quick. I don't know if that was a legitimate timer.
Yeah, it was probably only 20 seconds.
20, yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. Lawson died in an experimental plane crash 6 years earlier, and so did Veers? Huh? Well, that's weird. Fury's boss is a Skrull and beats his ass. Veers, Fury, and Goose the cat escape in a plane to go find Veers' old flying buddy, who thought she was dead. The Skrull dude, Talos? He shows up and plays her audio of the plane crash. She was an Air Force pilot and was flying Lawson to her lab when they were shot down. Veers blew up the energy core to keep it from the bad Kree dude, and that's what gave her her fire hands. So the Skrulls are actually good guys? What the hell is going on? Wait, Veers' real name is Carol? Really? Someone named Carol shouldn't be the energy core for anything. That's too lame of a name. My mom's name is Carol. Hi, Mom. Anyway, they all fly to space to find Lawson. I mean, Marvel's secret spaceship laboratory.
Yeah.
Boy, I thought I had it. A bunch of Skrulls are there, and also the blue cube thing makes a return. We haven't seen that in a couple movies. Veers meets with the Supreme Intelligence Lady and shows her what's up, kicks some ass, starts glowing, and steals the blue thing back. Zoink, I'll take that. Goose is a Flurkin, which is like an alien. He eats everything, including the cube and all the bad guys. Veers sends the Kree dude home, all busted up, and tells him to warn the Supreme Intelligence he's coming back to end the war. She gives Fury his pager back and says to use it for emergencies only. So that's who he was paging at the end of Infinity War? Sure seems like it. And that was 2019's Captain Marvel.
I gotta tell you, this one felt like a bit of a step back for you.
How so?
Because
I went a couple
we're
seconds
back to
long.
referring to it as the blue cube thing.
The Tesla rack.
The bike rack that
The tester smack.
The bike rack that goes on top of your Model 3 Tesla.
Tesla rack.
Obviously, for anybody not familiar with the movie, we should mention this takes place in the 90s.
It does.
That's why you mentioned Blockbuster.
Crash landed in a Blockbuster. In California, I think.
You missed a lot of the Monica Rambeau, Maria Rambeau stuff.
Well, that was her old flying boat.
Right. I meant to write it down. The very first few words of your review felt like a real mishmash of vague.
Let's see. First off, I had never heard of this character or this movie. Brie Larson, Veers, who was from Kree. She had a bad dream, and now she's got a fire hand.
Yep.
And is practice fighting some dude.
Yep, there it was. That's what it was. Had a bad dream, now has fire hands, practice fighting some dude.
Longo Tongo or something? Alto Nova?
Nope, that's right. It's the same name as the greased up Tongan guy from the Olympics. Longo Tongo.
What is his name?
I forget his specific name. I watched this when we were supposed to 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. British guy, though. Nice accent.
It was played by Jude Law. Jan Rog. You mentioned Talos. They're the Kree. The Kree Skrull flip that they give you in the middle of the movie that the Skrulls are actually the good guys.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising.
Kind of the meanies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
meanies.
The years. The meanies. Yeah.
This now was this 2 set before the events of Infinity War?
Yeah,
2 in a row. And Ant-Man 2
and Wasp. Yeah.
And now Captain Marvel. So now finally we get to come back to the main timeline next week with Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
And you saw during the post-credit scene,
the
pager that the remaining Avengers had kept running and operating, and they said it had been months since then. They didn't know how to what it was doing or if it was working, and Black Widow turns around in the S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters or wherever they are, and boom,
Captain Marvel's
looking
a bit older.
She is you can see she's a big power, like she's a game changer in terms of her powers. Excited for you to watch this Endgame.
I have some thoughts on this movie.
Okay.
It was interesting to see that she's basically what started the Avengers Initiative.
Right. Well, yeah, you see towards the end after the Flurkin scratches Fury's eye.
Yeah.
And he's typing on a computer as he works for S.H.I.E.L.D. and he starts typing out.
Yeah, he had it called like the Protector Initiative, I think.
And obviously nothing happens from then until Iron Man, which you then see Fury approach Iron Man at the end of Iron Man. Say, I want to, put a team together.
Yeah.
And that's where. But that's fair. This, in terms of continuity, Captain America is the first. He happened. Obviously, he is super soldier in the fort in 1940s.
Right.
then Captain Marvel in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then the main timeline.
So it took them a while to get going.
Yeah.
Took them about 50 years to get stuff underway.
Did you like it? Not your official review yet.
Well, tell me how you felt about this movie.
I loved it.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. This is a movie and a casting that set misogynist internet ablaze because they gave her so many powers and she's so strong, and how can she be that? Well, read a comic book. She might not be as powerful as they make her in these movies. Who cares?
She doesn't run great. Again, go back and watch it.
I'll have to go back and watch it. I didn't notice that.
Like, especially early in the movie.
Yeah.
There was one scene in particular where she's running and her legs are just like all goofy.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get that out of my head. But yeah, do you want my official review then?
Yeah, I've got it open as we are the 21st movie here in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Steve, your official review, 2019's Captain Marvel.
2019's Captain Marvel. I started out not liking it because it was a little too Star Wars spacey for me.
Very spacey.
But I came around and thought it was pretty good.
Hey.
Lots of Easter eggs, which I always appreciate.
Easter eggs that you noticed, even. Because you're becoming a Marvelsman.
17 solid stars. Also, good soundtrack.
Very 90s-ish.
Yeah.
Wow, I believe that's officially your longest. Oh, not quite. Your longest review still is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. You know, it's funny. Most of the time, I have a little note in my review on it, but this week I didn't. Give me a minute. I enjoyed the action, but I'm not a fan of Bucky, although I do have a glimmer of hope because in one of the post-credit scenes, Bucky goes to the museum, and I kind of saw a glimmer in his eye that he's trying to remember who he really is.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's your full review of that.
I like Bucky now.
Yeah.
I've come around on Bucky.
This was... this movie was... People complained because they felt it was wedged in before Endgame. Simply because you've known all these characters for, at this point, 10 years. Right? From Iron Man 2008, they introduced them all, trickle down as they introduced them, and then you see the impact that it has on all of them in Infinity War. And the only part I kind of agree with is you're now bringing in this powerhouse in movie 21 of this series where we already know and kind of love all these characters, right?
Yeah.
In differing
So it's like
levels.
the new kid in town.
Yeah. And hard for her to be incorporated into that. And also, listen, this was a female-led, female-driven movie with female directors and female writers.
Yeah.
And it's impossible to ignore the internet's full of really stupid people who get upset about stupid things.
Yeah.
Especially when they feel like their manhood's being questioned. There's that whole scene with Veers when she's landed. She kind of, I think she has a newspaper. She's looking at something, and the guy in the motorcycle is essentially catcalling her.
Yeah, exactly.
And then so she steals the motorcycle.
Give me a smile, girl, or something like that.
And so some of it's a bit heavy-handed, but listen, I really liked it. I'm a sucker for these movies, though, so I'm probably not a fully objective point of view, but we are racing towards the end.
We sure are.
Next week, are you ready for this one? Are you excited
I'm excited
for Endgame?
about this one.
I'm still
I'm
reeling
excited
from
about
my disappointment that you didn't have the emotional impact during Infinity War. And I'm still, to be honest with you, now that I mention it, I'm still mad at you as well about that.
I think...
Actually really perturbed again now that I'm remembering how little that affected you.
I think in hindsight...
I don't care if I want to do this anymore.
Like the whole podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to talk to Rusty about it.
You know, I think in hindsight, I appreciate the end of Infinity War a bit more. Can we add that?
Yeah. I'm willing to put that as a postscript. Now, Steve, I need you to be aware this week I need you to schedule this. Avengers Endgame comes in at 3 hours and 2 minutes.
Oof. We're actually we're going to be away this weekend, and
right for the holiday.
For the holiday weekend.
Yep.
I think that I'm going to knock it out this weekend.
Oh God, here we go.
No, because there's a lot of
there's a lot of drive time. Right?
When we're at the in-laws, my responsibilities
they dwindle.
Drop a bit.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. Like you know that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, go play with grandma.
Oh no. Okay, I'll be over here.
So, I think I'm going to download it to the iPad, and then be like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom again. Oh, those beans.
Yeah. Oh, an hour. I'll see you in 3 hours and 2 minutes.
Well, probably 2 hours and 48 minutes. You know, you figure like 15 minutes of it or so is the credits.
Stay tuned for next week when we find out that Steve is up at 4:30 in the morning on Saturday watching this movie to prepare for the podcast because he's terrified to fall behind yet another week.
Pretty likely. There's going to be 1 week. It's going to happen where I get on a roll and I just knock out like 6 movies in a row.
Well, there's only like 7 movies left.
Perfect.
There's 8, including this upcoming week, Avengers Endgame.
That seems so doable.
But one of them, again, is not even out in theaters yet. Comes out next week.
Okay. All right. At Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you need to get the address so you can send some stickers for the sticker wall,
yes,
send us a DM or just look in the notes of this podcast. Also, seriously, if there is anyone out there who does like automotive wraps, I would love to talk to you about some design ideas for the eventual end of the Comanche.
Yeah, or even vinyl, like large-scale vinyl decals that can be cut to a very specific shape because we want it to kind of go along the shape of the Comanche.
Yep. All right. Just DM us, again,
Please.
at Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We will talk to you next week.